And we are live. Yes. Hey, everybody. It's me, Tiffany the Budgetnista, hopefully your favorite financial educator, alongside one of my faves. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea the treat that you are in for today. Okay, don't mind my hair. It looks crazy. I came back from a run and I was like, psych, I walked, but whatever. I am so excited because literally there is nobody that I've known. I've been doing the Budgetnista now about 13 years. And in my 13 years and all my partnerships and all the people that I've met, there's no one that I know that knows more about credit than who I'm introducing you to today. And that's saying a lot. And I'm not just saying it. I banked my book on it. Like, get it with money. If y'all don't have it, get it. This book, if you go to the credit chapter, the expert that I tapped to pour into you in the credit chapter is who I'm introducing you today. Like, I banked my New York Times bestselling book on it. So Nativa Hurd, let me tell you about her. She is a personal finance coach and my friend. And she's the one that people call when the only thing standing between them and their next major life move is their finances, affectionately known to her clients as the Goal Crushers Credit Coach. Also, like I am the Budgetnista, Nativa is the Creditnista. She offers honest, no-nonsense advice that helps individuals, couples to create rock-solid financial foundations that they can begin leveraging to create. What? Girl, I'm not reading all this. What I'm going to tell you is this. Nativa has taught over 200,000 people, including y'all. Some of y'all OG dream catchers who, like Nativa, when I first started the Dreamcatcher page, how many years ago was that, Nativa, when I started the DC page? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, it was like, let me see.
Maybe 8 years ago?
Is 8. Yep, I had just had Kingston, so almost 9 years ago.
9 years ago, I started the Dreamcatcher group on Facebook, and I was drowning, and I did not know Nativa. Although I think I knew of her, but I didn't know her personally. She hit me behind the scenes and says, girl, I see all these people that you're trying to serve and help. You're drowning. Do you want some help? I was like, yes. And she jumped in. And for like the first year, it was me and Nativa answering your questions 24/7. And she is just as giving, just as kind, and even more knowledgeable now. So I'm just so excited because y'all don't know, like Nativa, she don't be coming out. When you hear more about her life and how she's living now, Nativa is busy. She is busy. She is blessed, and like she is literally a digital nomad living all over the world with her family. So for her to bless us tonight with her credit knowledge, I'm like, oh, you have right there. Yes, she has another gift for you. If you have not shared this video, if you have not tagged a friend, you know, this is for dream catchers, Dreamcatcher adjacents, wherever we might have found you. Tag them now because we're about to pour so much into you. And so, yeah, I'm gonna stop babbling. You have no idea. I can't even believe we have Nativa. I'm like, we have Nativa. It's been 9 years, child. So, yeah, I cannot believe. For real, when you said yes to like pouring into Get Go Money, I was like, I thought that was the biggest. And so, you know, so to have you here, like I said, some of y'all know, some of y'all are like, huh? I'm like, but you're about to know. So, yes, Nativa is going to teach you some strategies to crush your 2021 credit goals. This is, like I said, specifically for dream catchers, no matter where we might find you. And then we actually have a super special gift that I had to squeeze from Nativa because, you know, I love to ask. So stay to the end. All right, Nativa, the floor is yours. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to mute myself. I'll be back later, y'all. Bye.
Hey, I am so excited to be here with you guys. It has been a minute since I've done a training, and I absolutely love educating. Whenever Tiffany tells that story, I don't even think I mentioned it to her, but I had just had my youngest, KG or Kingston, and I was actually going through postpartum, and I was like, okay, she needs help, and I need something to pull me out of that. And so she was a blessing in disguise as well for saying, yes, I need some help. Because some people are like, no, I don't know if you like that. Don't come into my community. But that was a blessing in disguise for me as well, because it allowed me to continue to do my passion and pull me out of that postpartum funk. So I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. I'm loving everyone saying that they are ready to learn and ready to crush it in 2021. If you have not said you're ready to crush it in 2021, definitely put that in the comments. Let me see who is in the room. Well, one of the things that I want to stress is that most of us know, especially if you've taken any of the classes that Tiffany and I have created together, like her free credit challenge, leverage your credit challenge. And if you're a dream builder, then obviously the credit class that I've done in there. Or if you've read the book, then you kind of know what the 5 components of your FICO primarily score is, right? FICO is the most popular credit score. So if you're applying for something, 90% of the time it's going to be a FICO score. So you already know that the biggest component is the biggest component is the payment history, right? And that makes up 35% of your scores, or 192.5 points that you have access to if everything is on point. Then you have your utilization or amount owed category. That's 30% of your scores. You have the age of your history, like the oldest account, the average age of all of your accounts, that's 15%. And then you have 10% each for the types of credit that you have, a good mix. And then you have 10% for the inquiries or the new credit that you might apply for. So most people know that, but some things definitely shifted with the pandemic, and those are the things that I want to focus on tonight, so that you guys can kind of know how to combat that, because I've actually went into the group, I've seen some of your questions, and I want to address a lot of that today. So one of the areas that I always say that you have complete control over, and is the fastest way for you to soar your scores in like about 30 days, that you want to focus on, and that is your utilization. And credit cards dominate that area. So when we're talking utilization, we're saying keep those balances down. So a couple of things happened with utilization this year. Number one, a lot of companies, in order to mitigate risk, started to close cards. I saw that in the group a lot. Some of you said, oh my gosh, I've had this card for a while, and then the company just closed the cards outright. A lot of you had cards with companies such as My Jewelers, AG Jewelers, Kickoff, and some more, and you notice that those no longer report anymore. And then a lot of you are like, what now? So before the pandemic, consumer finance accounts, which encompasses a lot of the cards that I mentioned before, have always been kind of negative. And so now we're re-entering into the phase where you're going to want to apply for quality bank cards, okay? I'm not saying don't apply for anything, and don't be afraid to enter into the credit world again because of this incident may have happened, but I am saying to make sure that you're now going with quality bank cards. And those are more difficult to get approved for. Even the secure cards will get you denied. So definitely keep abreast of what their requirements are for approval. And fortunately, that is Googleable. Is that a word? But that is Googleable. That is something that you can look up and be like, okay, type that in and all of that good stuff, and you can find that information based on what you're applying for. The reason why I'm saying do your research in Google first is because A, you don't want that credit denial and the inquiry on your credit report, and B, you don't want to apply for a lot of multiple things. So why is because lenders are doing what? Trying to mitigate risk during this time until things start building back up, and it happens to be doing so right now. And they're going to be looking for potential clients who don't have a lot of inquiries, which says red flag, something's going on, and I'm applying for stuff to get me over some type of financial hump. They don't want to take the risk on you, right? They are looking for someone who meets their approval guidelines, or somebody that you want to do business with. So for those of you who are kind of on the rebuilding and kind of like, I got bad credit, then I don't want you going out there applying for Chase City, perhaps even Discover. Some of you, I want you to stick to secured products. I want you to stick with maybe self-lender. I know Kickoff introduced a new program that is reporting to the bureaus, and I know Self has 2 other products as well. So I want you to kind of stick with the products that are a sure thing that you're going to get approved for. Work with that as it's reporting, as you gain enough positive payment history, about 6 months or so, then kind of inch up to that next level. Only inch up to that next level if you've been keeping, maybe 2 things, I'll give you 2 points. If you've been keeping your charges low, so usually they give you or approve you for like $200 to $300. The most you should be charging on that card is maybe like $20, $15, $10, no more than 10% of your approved credit limit. Okay, so that's the most you want to do. Also keep in mind what I mean by risk level. I saw this mentioned inside of Tiffany's different communities as well. So when the entire credit reporting system is based on the risk of doing business, ascertaining or knowing, okay, can I trust this person is going to pay me on time and in full? Okay, so that's the whole credit system is based off of that. What are the chances that the consumer would do those 3 things and not go past 90 days late? And so they've been coming out with different versions. I saw some questions on different versions of FICO. There's like over 70 of them. The newer ones, FICO 9 and 10, are meeting a need based on the chatter that lenders have been making around the FICO score and its limitations from FICO 8, FICO 2, FICO 5, all the previous versions, right? So what did FICO 9 do? FICO 9 said, okay, we understand that you are looking at consumers who have high utilization and who may be looking to bring that down by using a personal loan, whether it's a peer-to-peer loan, a debt consolidation loan, or whatever. But you want to pinpoint not just the people who do that, but who get that loan, bring down your utilization, and then run their credit cards back up. So if they created a whole new model to specifically pinpoint people who are doing that, that means don't do it. That means don't do it. Like, stop. Get the charges down, cut up the credit cards, do whatever you need to do. Then you have FICO 10 that came out. And one of the things that stood out about FICO 10 was that it included credit data or payment information, or trended data as they call it. And it included that because some lenders wanted to see how consumers were paying. Are they revolvers? Are they leaving a balance all the time? Would the debt ever be paid off? Or are they people who charge something, pay it off, charge something, pay it off when they get when the bill is due? So they want to know this. And why? Because not only can they make money off of you and ascertain your risk level, but they also want to see, okay, if this person is a revolver and they always leaving, then I know that I want to charge them a little bit more interest, because carrying that amount, if a financial crisis happened, guess what? I might not get paid, so I'm gonna make all my money up front. So those are the things that you want to avoid so that you keep money in your pocket and not giving it to the lenders in their pocket. So that's one thing that I want to point out in reference to utilization. Now, I also saw some information about, actually want to bring up that question on, here we go, on the removal of the cards that you were doing and how to mitigate that. So if you already have high utilization, then you are still going to want to take advantage of the personal loan option that I mentioned before, but making sure you don't bring those cards balances back up. And then also 0% transfer cards that are phenomenal, making sure that you are paying attention to what happens if you don't pay the balance off afterwards. Some cards will just say no biggie, whatever balance is there, it'll just be charged, I don't know, 24% or whatever your interest rate is. Others will say, well, since you didn't pay the balance off, all the interest that we had you at 0% is now going to be tacked on as a balance to your balance, and then you're going to still be charged 24%. That sucks, but you want to be aware ahead of time. So I wanted to make sure that I brought that up, because your utilization is even more important now because of the risk level that credit card companies and lenders are willing to take right now in this climate. Another thing I want to address is the dispute process. Now, many of us know that credit repair, credit disputing, fixing your credit, usually people automatically think, they don't think, let me pay down my utilization. They usually think, let me start disputing some stuff, right? And so when you are disputing, many of you during COVID noticed that you were not getting responses back in a timely manner. I saw a slew of that. I mean, people were waiting 60 days, 90 days. And this even happened with professionals. There's a whole community of professionals, about 1,100 of us, and you could not imagine what we were going through. I have never filed so many Consumer Financial Protection Bureau complaints in my entire career. And I've been in the game since 2004, okay? Since I was a child. So, so what do you do about that if there was a lack of mailed responses? Well, one of the things that I want to point out is that your credit monitoring is being updated quicker than you might get something on the mail. Mail has definitely improved, but it's still slagging, right? And many of you are also aware that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, up through April of this year, have pretty much said the bureaus can respond when they're able because of how hard it's been during COVID for companies who have to mail responses in. And I thought it was so interesting that they would have that compassion for companies, but then not think about the impact that them not responding to legit errors on our credit would impact us. I mean, they are a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, right? Should have been looking out for us. So what that meant for all of us who were in disputing at that time was that we weren't getting responses for quite some time, but we were seeing updates on our credit monitoring reports. So it is so important for you to monitor your reports like a hawk, because you're going to see updates there before anything else. Okay. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau complaints since April of 2021, they've gotten a little better, but not much. So I want to give you guys a tea on the companies the Attorney General office, who are not playing, because I actually had to flip over and stop doing complaints with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and start filing complaints for lack of response with state's Attorney General office. So I want to give you a list of the state Attorney General's offices who are on it. Okay, y'all ready? Everybody say yeah. I'm in my Apollo days. Everybody say yeah. Okay, we got Pennsylvania, we have Colorado, we have Hawaii, we have Iowa, we have Illinois. That's where I'm from. You have Massachusetts, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Puerto Rico, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and the District of Columbia. So that was a mouthful. If you hear your state, good, you're good to go. If you did not hear your state, you're not good to go. Don't ask me, oh, what about this state? It's probably a no. So those are the Attorney General office that we have been getting some great assistance with. They've been enforcing the bureaus if they haven't responded in a specific time frame that they're supposed to remove those negative information or to fully conduct an investigation and actually respond to our disputes, because it has been a struggle. I've seen your post. I feel you. Same as with the professionals out there. I feel you. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you a list of the states that you want to file those complaints to. You can do it online, and ensure that your complaint is thorough about what happened. You have proof of when it was sent out, how long you've been waiting, and all of that good stuff. And you should be good to go. Now, one of the final things I want to bring up is about hardship programs, right? And then I want to answer a couple of your questions too, so you can start posting them there. I love Q&As, by the way. So is the hardship programs. This is so important as we start to try to rebuild after the pandemic, is to make sure that you are understanding the hardship program that you may have enrolled in, whether it was under the CARES Act or whether it was the company's own hardship program. Because some of you were not as impacted by credit-wise by the pandemic simply because of the hardship program that you're under. So what you don't want to happen is for that hardship program to cease and desist, and then you still need that assistance. And then, now your credit is going to be impacted because of that. We actually had it happen with a client, and I, tell all of them, like, hey, this is what I told you to do, what I'm about to tell you what to do. I want you to know what happens when the hardship is over. Call before it's over. Call before you get overwhelmed. Call and see what your options are. There are some other companies out there who are putting people into additional programs, their own programs, their own hardship programs, to kind of mitigate A, loss for them, foreclosures, loss of assets, etc., and B, to ensure that their most loyal customers who were paying on time before the pandemic can still hold on to not only their credit, whatever asset it is, whether it's the house, etc., and be on point. So make sure you call up and see what happens after that hardship program is over. Do not wait until the program is over. Find out beforehand so that you can be fully prepared and so that you can know what your next move will be and to plan accordingly. Our hardship programs directly linked to the credit card companies. Some are under the CARES Act, Crystal, and others are directly through the company. So you really have to call and see which one you are on. And if you're not under any, see if you qualify for any. The most of the hardship programs were going to clients, the ones through the companies, were going through clients who were on point, on time, great customer before the hardship happened, before the pandemic. So if you were late all the time and you were past the due date, then you're going to have kind of a hard time getting things approved unless it's federal or state mandated. Okay. I'm trying to get my credit score at 800. I pay my bills on time and in full. Stacy, what bills? If we're talking utilities, rent, and all that, remember that doesn't imply credit. If you're talking credit cards, any personal loans, mortgage, car note, whatever it is that you have on your credit, sometimes it can be a little bit more than that. I often tell some of the OG dream catchers, I tell you guys of my journey from being over $500,000 in medical debt and how in 18 months I was able, after filing bankruptcy, y'all know I can pay that. So after filing bankruptcy, how I was able to hop back into the 700s. But I literally stayed in the 700s forever. Okay, number one, because the remaining items on my report were not old enough. The 800 club, which I'm in now I have some good old credit. Okay, I barely use my credit card. So there's certain habits, and I really don't apply for anything. So I maybe have 2 inquiries in the past 3, maybe even 4 years. And so it's a different level of habits that'll take you into that 800 club. So you want to make sure that you exercise the habits of, yes, I have all this credit, but I don't need it. So that's kind of what stuff starts getting thrown at you, right? And so you want to make sure that you're exercising those habits. So look, Tiffany came on. She tried to kick me off.
No, I am just like, wow. Honestly, I mean, Nativa can go on and on and on and on, right? So what I asked Nativa, because, well, first, Nativa, can you share, like, where are you now? What are you doing now? So people can get a better understanding.
Yes, I am in Mexico. I decided to live a long life dream of living the expat life. I wanted to show my babies, my 2 boys, the world. And I don't know if I ever told you why or how, but number one, I am a cancer survivor. So when it came back the 3rd time, it started to get me thinking. But then my uncle passed of cancer, and I just remember him trying everything possible to live their last life. Like literally his last birthday party, they were holding him up as he danced because he loved to dance, but it was so important to him. And I was like, yeah, this man is holding on to his last life doing something he loved, and you over here, well, I have this big house and this nice car, run a nice neighborhood. Like, that's not the lifestyle that you want. So I just really started focus on what lifestyle you want. And you know I love to travel. We always talk about travel. So I decided to show my babies the world. Yep.
And how has credit played a role in you being able to do that?
Oh my gosh. Number one, I got here on my travel rewards. And I also still travel on my rewards. Number two, being able to not have that financial stress surrounding your finances. One of the things I always say is credit is a piece of your entire financial picture. So it shouldn't just be credit, but it should be, okay, my money's on point, my financial habits on point, my budget's on point. I know how to live a full life. And I know what that number looks like and what it takes to live that full life. My credit is on point, which means that my business still runs at an affordable pace, because a lot of you are always talking about business credit, not time to your personal guarantor. But trust me, once your business gets to another level, which we all want, they are checking your personal credit. So you want to make sure that your personal credit is on point. I have the lowest errors or omission insurance that they offer. I have the lowest life. Everything is low. And I love it because I come from a place where, I mean, I seem like I paid a deposit, high interest rate, and fees for every doggone thing. I will never forget when I got my deposit back from my utility company. I was like, what?
Yes. Because I think people don't understand the tip of right that bad credit leads to an expensive life. Everything costs more. And why is it that everything costs more when you have bad credit? So people can understand that this is not just credit, it's really your financial life and just your life as an adult. So why?
Well, it's risk. I mentioned that earlier tonight. It is risk. A company is like, you're not paying your bills on time. You're not, you're charging up high interest. So it's making me think that you don't really know how to manage your money. And if something happens, then I'm not going to get paid. And so now I have to charge you interest or offer you less than desirable terms because I got to protect myself as a company. And so now you as the consumer have to say, okay, noted. So let me start making changes. And the good thing is that credit can be changed. So wherever you are right now, it does not matter. All you really have to do is say, for the next 2 years and onward, don't stop. The next 2 years, I'm going to focus 100% on getting this together. Let me change my financial lifestyles. Let me learn and understand credit. Let me not stop monitoring it. Let me set up some systems to ensure that, I'm paying everything on time. Let me not charge anything without a plan to pay it off and making sure I'm not carrying over debt for year after year after year, that I'm being very focused. Let me, before I swipe, that I make sure that this is really an emergency, and that I don't have to use this card in order to do X, Y, and Z. Because I was the queen of, let me go get that payday loan, this and this, panicking. Mm-hmm. And then I just had to pause, like, what are they going to do if they don't, get this money? Have I communicated? Have I said anything? But there's that embarrassment. I don't want to let them know, but then I'm going to go and charge up my credit and go get a payday loan. So put myself in a worse financial position.
Remember, I told you guys in the very beginning that Nativa is one of my oldest financial friends. We've been working together for the last 9 years. She was the very first moderator in Dreamcatchers. And there is nobody I know that knows more about credit. I have asked Nativa for some years now if she can pour into y'all in a deeper way. And quite honestly, you heard what Nativa said. She is a multiple survivor of cancer. And as such, she is living her best life by traveling with her family. And so it doesn't always match up. Like right now, Nativa, you're in Mexico right now, right?
I am in Mexico right now. And if you recognize the background, yes, I brought them with me.
So I was like, hey girl, so I know you're gonna do a little something, but could you also do a class for us? So I asked Nativa, just like I ask almost anybody who comes my way, who I think is amazing, if they will do some sort of master class for us. And quite honestly, she's been busy and the answer has been no until just recently. And she has said yes. So Nativa has this masterclass that she typically does really only for, it's not even available to the public. It's available for corporate entities and it starts at $7,000. I said, we don't got that. Right. But so, and honestly, the truth is like, it's not even because Nativa doesn't do one-on-ones anymore. Honestly, hardly any of the financial friends I came up with did do one-on-ones anymore because we're just so busy. But I asked if there's something that she could do. And she's going to take that $7,000 masterclass and condense it into a 5-day course for us. So first of all, let's round of applause for that. Because when I don't think I can, I want you to think to yourself, there's literally, if I had to bet the Budgetnista on someone's credit advice, I'm talking about my 8-figure business, the Budgetnista, on someone's credit advice, I would hands down without hesitation bet it on Nativa. That's how much, that's girl. Nobody knows more about credit, honestly, and I don't say that lightly, y'all. Y'all know I don't partner easily. I follow my Lisa rule. Lisa's my baby sister, and my Lisa rule is that if I would not let Lisa do it, then I will not let y'all do it. Nativa has passed that rule times 1,000. And like I said, Nativa is the expert, the credit expert for Get Good with Money. There's a huge chapter on credit, and Nativa is the only voice. You know, like this is my baby. This is literally my life's work, and I entrusted that like the only person with credit advice that I wanted to pour into this book was Nativa. And so I share that because I want you to understand just what we have before us, because I don't know that we'll ever get it again. Because me and Nativa were talking earlier today, and she said, I think after Mexico, we're going to go to Africa. I was like, wait, before you leave, can you do something for us? I was like, so I don't know where she going to be. Like literally, she was saying that. She was like, I was thinking here, and then maybe here. And I was like, so she's going to do a master class for us. No, it's not going to be free because we don't do that. But it's not going to be $7,000. So what is the masterclass? It's $75, which is, what is 75 divided by 5? Someone with some math skills do that. What is that? $25? No, I'm a math. What's 25 divided by 5? I don't have math. Somebody do some math for me. I don't know what my computer is, but
$15.
$15 a day, right? And so it's a private, you get private access to the course. She's going to tell you more about it. There's going to be a private Facebook group. You know how we do with these courses. Daily email action steps, downloadable action guides, and a daily live video lesson at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single day, it's going to be live, and then there will be a replay available to you. I don't know. Like I said, I can almost guarantee, I don't know the next time we're going to see Nativa again. Y'all, some of y'all who have been here with us from the very beginning, like, Nativa! We ain't seen Nativa in. And so it's $15 a day, meaning it's $75. And I mean, it's such a joy to be able to share her ultimate credit masterclass with you. And so it's going to actually start on Monday. What day is that? Monday, Monday, July 19th. And it's going to end on that Friday. What day is that? Whatever day, right? I know.
The 19th is going to end on the 23rd.
It's on the 23rd. So daily lives, you'll get your daily lesson via email. You'll get your downloadable. You'll get your action steps. You'll get Nativa every single day live. You'll get to be able to watch the replay. That the Facebook group will be open for that week. And then an additional week, because we cannot keep Nativa forever. She does not belong to us. For an additional week, the Facebook group will stay open so you can continue to get the resources and things. So all the downloadables and things like that is yours to keep. But if you want to rewatch the videos, you'll have to do that within that week after. You know, it will be for you to she won't be like, going live in that second week, but all the resources will be there for you to lean into. And so for those of you who are interested now, here's the thing. sign up ends. I'm gonna say this again because every single time I have somebody, a special friend, come on and beg them, and they give us some crazy discount. Y'all be 3 months later, like, I heard. I'm like, it's gone, sis. So, hear me well. Let me look at the exact time. So, the website is ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. I put it, you should see at the bottom, ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Can someone please put that in the comments for me so people can click it, right? So sign up sign up ends, on, let me look at my date. It ends on Saturday, July 17th. Hear me well. Saturday, July 17th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to say it again. Sign up for this class ends Saturday, July 17th Eastern Standard Time. And here's why it ends on Saturday, because we're going to spend Sunday. Well, Nativa's team will spend Sunday adding you to the Facebook group so class can start on Monday. Okay. And that's it. Like that's it. There's no 3 months from now. This is not happening again this year. It's not going to happen again next year. Like I said, literally, I was talking to Tiff. I was like, I thought you was in Mexico. She's like, for now, she's likely going to be in another country. So this is like a blessing on a blessing. Like I know some of y'all, especially if you're new to Dream Catchers, you don't understand the fullness. First of all, that we have her here today, but then the fullness of the blessing that she's like really pouring into us. There are just a handful of people that I am awestruck by their knowledge in personal finance when it comes to specific subjects. And Nativa is one of them, And so like the fact that we have her, $75 is a steal, especially because this is a $7,000 course that she does, like at minimum for corporations. This is not even available to the public. Some of Nativa's people who are her credit nieces are gonna be like, oh, word, Nativa. That's how we doing it. And so like, yeah, so ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. And so tell us, Nativa, like in class, what are we going to learn? What are we going to learn in class?
Absolutely. Well, first off, if you sign up now, you'll have the pre-class that's already in there. So I start you off educating about FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act that governs the entire credit repairing process, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and a summary of your rights under that, because most of us are battling collections right now. And then you're going to take a 5-day credit class where I literally walk you through step by step how to read, understand, dissect, and identify errors on your credit report. So that's the pre-class. It's going to happen before Monday. Every single day from Monday through Friday, you're going to log in. You're going to see your lesson. I'm going to have the lesson there because I want our lives to take the meat of that lesson and teach you how to actually apply it. And so before the class, I just ask that you download whatever dispute letter or have it up in your screen, that you have your questions laid out and ready for me, because I want the lives to be more co-working sessions and breaking down that meat of the information that you learned earlier so that we can apply it and implement it. So the lives are all about implementation. So I'm huge on that. And so that's going to be every day. Pre-recorded lesson, the action guide that breaks the information down more, any dispute letter templates that you may want to have, and then even checklists. And then I'll have an assignment for you to actually complete every single day. And a bonus, let me talk about the bonus, or?
Ooh, yeah. See, Charles, see. But real quick before, just to get clear, yes, you can the doors are open now. UltimateCreditMasterclass.com. You should see it below. UltimateCreditMasterclass.com. So doors are open now. Pull up your phone, put it on your laptop. Open now. If for whatever reason, because sometimes y'all be breaking websites. If for whatever reason, the website, is down for a second, it's because there's too many of you guys on it. The closing date to sign up is this Saturday, January 17th, midnight, Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to use all of Sunday. She'll use all of Sunday to onboard you guys into the Facebook group. So you have until now into Saturday. It's $75. This is normally a $7,000 course that's only offered to her corporate clients. And like I said, Nativa doesn't do this for the public, but when I told you when I first met Nativa, when she asked me if I needed help with y'all, that's always been her pouring into us dream catchers. And so it's no different than what I would expect from her, but I've been asking for this for a long time. So I don't, if you jump on now, great. If not, I promise you're going to be 3 months later. Tiffany, can you? Nope. The videos will not be playing 3 months from now. If whoever was there got to enjoy it, you got your downloadables to keep, but there is no second, third version, fifth version of this because, Nativa's living her best life. And I dare not trespass on that. And when she gives us a little bit of kindness, we got to jump on it and then release her to the world. So yeah, so the first bonus, you said if you signed up today, now you said there's a free class already if you sign up
It's
today now.
already in that. And then you guys can actually
Awesome.
see the breakdown of how each day would be. I'm big on organization. So you never have to wonder, where is the lab? Where is this? You go to the guide. It's now called guides. You know, it was units. You go to the guide section of the group and everything's broken down. Day one, boom, boom, boom. So you'll go to the, the pre-class and that'll be there. Day one, everything's laid out. So you won't ever have to wonder, where is it at? Because I have it all organized and ready for you.
Awesome. And then, so what's the bonus that you just, I was like, yeah, the bonus.
So yes, so you guys won't have access to me during the open access week after the 5 days has ended. But so many of you guys are looking to purchase a home that I tapped one of my favorite realtors who's going to come in and do a Q&A for you guys because some things have changed. FHA just did a great update on student loans. There's a couple other things that have changed. The pandemic has changed how lenders are looking at you. So I want you guys to be aware as you're working on your credit and home ownership is one of your goals, what that path looks like so that you can take the information that you are learning the past week and the open access week, and you can know how to create an action plan to get to your goal of claiming your keys. So
wow. Yes. Oh, so you're going to have another instructor.
I am.
I love
she
that.
is so awesome.
Yes. So I honestly... So you get Nativa, first of all, you sign up today, you get that free class. So instantly, so you can start right away. You get Nativa, and then she has a bonus instructor to teach you. Because if you go in our Dreamcatcher group on Facebook, you see like the number one post is either people are purchasing a house or trying to purchase a house. So that is like incredible. All of that for $75. It's the 5 initial days and then another initial week. So what's 5 plus 7? 14. Not 14. 12.
I know, man. Oh, you just need a calculator, honey. It's okay. We're modern financial educators.
Right, I'm like, wait, carry the one, right? So you get all of that. Honestly, I am just so delighted. Y'all don't even know. Like, so delighted. If you have signed up already, let us know in the comments. Nativa's going to answer some questions, but let us know if you sign up. Just say, I've signed up so we can congratulate you in the comments. Like I said, this is just like the blessing on blessing on blessing on blessing, Yeah, this is, somebody said, you are awesome. Thank you. She's like my auntie Dolores is right, T. I mean, honestly, I don't think credit is such an important component, especially if you live in the United States. It really can be the thing that holds you back from getting a job. It can be the thing that holds you back from home ownership, from renting, from getting a car, from getting a cell phone.
I'll never forget when I was denied a job. I was like, what the hell? Y'all checking credit? Like, am I not doing my job?
Yes.
I was on a temp job, you guys. I was doing the job, excelling at it. It was like, oh, well, you can pass a credit check. I could have smacked somebody.
Yes.
And myself for letting that happen.
I'm telling you, like, credit is such an important component. And to invest in yourself, I truly believe that the best investment that you can make is in yourself. When you invest in yourself, then you get to truly reap those rewards. $75 is a small investment to make into the rest of your credit journey. There is literally no one who's better in the business to me than Nativa. Like I said, I have staked the Budgetnista on it. She's the only credit expert I have in my book, Get Good with Money. That book spent 8 weeks on the New York Times bestsellers list. Yes, in large part to Nativa's talent and knowledge about credit. So this is someone who, like, I'm sharing my little black book of like geniuses with y'all. And I honestly can't believe that she said yes. I'm like, y'all don't even know. Because like I said, after this, Nativa is back on the road. She's already in Mexico now. Then she's off to Africa, then likely Asia. And so for us to have her here, if you're interested, it's ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Remember, you have until Saturdays are absolutely cut off. But if you sign up today and now, right away, instantly, you get a free class that she's already embedded. So what a beautiful, amazing gift. And anyone who signs up later will also get that initial bonus of having that her mortgage expert come in, which is huge. Huge. All right. So Nativa, I know there's some questions in there for you if you want to jump in on some.
Okay, let me see here. My lender said they don't really pay attention to medical. FHA, yes. However, your scores are still impacted. So that's one thing. They will ignore the medical collections. However, you'll notice that if you work on getting rid of the medical collections, which are great for pay to deletes, by the way, that means that you say, hey, if I settle this, $3,000 bill for $400, can you delete? They're more than likely the ones that are going to delete. That reminds me though, there are some other companies. So if I forget this and you signed up, remind me to give you a list of all of the regular collection accounts that also do pay to delete. Please don't let me forget. I don't have anything to write down. So if you're at class, I'll give you a long list of that. And then I also saw a question on bankruptcy. When you're in the class on Monday, it'll be like a Q&A segment. Remind me to upload the exact steps that I use to get to the 700 Club after 18 months. I literally did a couple of blogs on it and I just laid it out. So I'll give you that information right there. Using a credit card to pay all your expenses instead of using your personal money. After receiving the bill, pay it all off. This way, if fraud happens, it doesn't affect your money. That's great, especially if you have that money set aside. I am huge on having me a separate account that I pay my bills out of. And I actually have bills associated with my properties, my investment properties in the US. And then here in Mexico, it's an all cash state. Like credit is very, very rare here. But I still pay things with my credit card with companies, for those of you who asked me about living abroad, with companies that don't charge me that international exchange rate, is that what it's called? That fee. I'm not paying no fee. Okay, so I make sure that I use those cards to do it with, but make sure you got the money on point. Do not charge up if that money is not sitting there where to pay it off. So there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're doing the point game and the reward game and all of that, it's also dope as well.
Some people are asking just real quick, Nativa, they're like, so you go live every night for the class?
I will go live that is rare. I don't even do that for corporations, okay?
I know.
But we're condensing this. It's only 5 days.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I got to make sure y'all understand this, because if I can just give you the lesson or go live and teach the lesson, you're going to have questions. So I want you to get the lesson, ask the question, and then let's work it. So I want you to have the dispute letter templates that I'm leaving for you already downloaded. I'm just going to spend 2 days really breaking down your report, because that's so important for you to understand what you're looking at, and then create an action plan on what to do to improvement. And it may not be 90 days, 60 days, you know, it may even take you a full 12 months, but at least you'll have the tools, the action guides, the downloadables, the dispute letter templates and all that, to at least have a head start on where to go. And what to do. The strategy plan is so essential. I told you guys, what, 18 months, okay? That's how long it took me. And then it took me like almost 4 years to get to the 800 Club, right? So this was a journey, but it was well worth it. I just made sure that I kept doing the same positive things over and over and over to make sure that, you know, it continued to go in the right direction, which is up.
And then someone asked how long do you have access? So 5 days of Nativa, like, you know, going live with you every day to go over all the homework and downloadables and everything she's giving you. Then additional 7 days access to all things. So you'll always keep your downloadables, but to the videos, an additional 7 days. So Nativa won't be going live during those 7 days. In those 7 days, though, is that when the mortgage person's going to come on?
Yes, she's going to come. It's going to be a lunch and learn. She's going to come on Wednesday. I want to say 12, but I have it inside that day that it's going to happen in your syllabus. Okay. So it's going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be a lunch and learn. That is going to be available for you for the next days. I'm going to post, well, I'm not, but my team is going to post a link for you to post all your questions under. And yeah, it's going to be, she's awesome. So it's going to be pretty dope.
Again, ultimatecreditmasterclass.com for those of you who are asking. This starts on Monday. It starts on Monday, July 9th. And it runs through Friday, with an additional 7 days. And then after that, the Facebook group is closed. So Nativa got to get back to her life and her folks and her people. And, you know, because you can't take something that's 7,000 and give it away for 75 and be with us forever and ever and ever. This is truly like you know how like at church, they say, you know, like I remember I speak at churches and they didn't really have my fees. So they passed the collection plate. This is like us.
That's so cute.
Like, you know, just don't put a chicken bone in there. Just, you know, just a little blessing to say thank you to Nativa.
Oh, I would have took a meal. Those church women be getting down. Just cook for me. Just cook a little.
Yes, it starts July 19th. And so, like, what time the class? So emails will be emailed to you earlier, but 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every evening is when Nativa will go live. But you'll still be able to watch the videos in case you can't not make it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay.
Tasha, yes. You said, how can you make sure you have your credit reports? So I personally I left a list of the companies that I'll be using as examples. But if you want to get your free credit reports, remember they offer them free all the way through April of next year. So if you want to download the individual ones, definitely take advantage of that, because it's usually once a year if you get denied for something. So that's definitely a plus. Flora said, where are they accepting African-American women who live their best lives? So many places. Right now I'm in Merida, but there's also Playa and a few other places. But I would join some expat places if you want. That's totally off topic, but I love the expat life. I love it. Okay. What time is it live? We answered that. And am I missing something? You got the name of your book on there. Let me see.
And just so you guys know, like I have the bullets for the course. So day one, how to master and soar your FICO score, right? Day
Yes.
2, how to create your custom credit soaring action plan.
That's what we talked, the strategy that is so important.
Day 3, dispute tactics credit repair companies charge thousands of dollars for. Right. Day 4, when you dispute, when to dispute, when to settle, and when to ignore debt of collections debt. Some of y'all were asking that someone said you ain't got to pay. Now I had to mute that person because there are some times when you can ignore, but some people will tell you not to pay nothing, and I don't want you to get in trouble. Like the tip is going to tell you when to ignore, when to settle, when to dispute. Day 5, strategies for inquiries, late payments, and charge-offs. And again, the bonus, preparing for home ownership. So this is what you're going to get during the course with Nativa, live every evening starting Monday, July 9th through that Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It starts the 9th. You have until Saturday the 17th to register. After that, doors are closed. I don't want to hear. So if you're going to let your mom know, your sister or your cousin, whoever know, let them know. I'm just telling you right now, how many people have paid for credit repair before? I promise you, you paid at least $1,000. At least $1,000, and sometimes more. Sometimes you're paying literally hundreds of dollars a month for credit repair. You are getting one of the finest minds in credit in the country for $75 for her undivided attention for 5 days straight. I don't even know how we manage this, honestly. It's only by God's grace, for real, right? So if we partnered a lot, but this is probably the one I'm most excited about because it's the one that I see you guys talk about the most. And if you notice, I've never partnered with anybody else when it comes to credit. You'll see I might have 2 or 3 student loan people and a couple of stock people. Ain't no couple. It's Nativa. We just wait year 4. We just wait for Nativa to make some time. She made time. Honestly, go to ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Nativa made time. I cannot express enough what you're going to the little bit that you got tonight. I hope you're oh, wow. Because here's the thing about Nativa. It's not just basic credit with Nativa. She is up to date about the new things that are coming, that are changing with laws. The new changes that are happening because of the new administration, what's happening with FICO. I'll talk to Nativa and be like, what? And then 6 months later, it'll come out in the news. And I'm like, how's she know that? So you are really going to get to see okay, where you are now, but also where's credit headed so you can be prepared for it. So $75 is a small seed to sow. Because you would never, there is no one-on-one with a credit person that you're going to pay $75. There is no Lexington law that you're going to pay nobody $75. It's this is just I just thank you honestly so much, Nativa, because I'm just fortunate that I have the most amazing friends that are just as passionate about my dream catchers as I am and pouring into them as I am. So I hope you guys take advantage of it. If you're a dream catcher by association, certainly you can tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your cousins that this is this is going to be an amazing event.
Thank you. And yes, I will be covering not that much student loans. I just want to, because I saw a ton of that. So I know you're like, okay, because I can talk about that. But student loans, you have to remember that I mentioned that third one, right? 15% age. The only reason that I did not mess with my student loans, because after bankruptcy, them things were anchoring my credit history, anchoring. Okay. So I don't always recommend removing them. What I would suggest is, number one, when I say Q&A section and we're talking about that, put them questions down, because I see some great ones about when to pay off and, leaving a balance or not leaving a balance. And that's definitely something that we can address during the Q&A section, which is why I say the lives are more dynamic than the pre-recorded lessons, because we can veer off on other things. But also make sure you do your assignments. In all of my classes, whether it's a corporation or when I was doing them back in the day, I always like to do giveaways to my action takers. So those of you who I got each one teach one done, you're being assertive. Those are the ones I'm good stuff. Hop on this Zoom with me instead of being in the crowd with the rest of the students, and I'll do a hot seat with you and we'll address your questions one-on-one while it also being a lesson to the rest of the team. So just make sure when you come in there, you are active, you are doing the assignments, you are asking questions, because I reward my action takers, because it lets me know you're on point. You're not just coming out being quiet. Don't do that. No introverts allowed, and I'm an introvert. So it's very hard for me to speak up, but I'm I have to put myself out there in certain situations to make sure that I get to that next level. So all of my introverts, make sure that you do whatever is necessary to put yourselves out there, because I do. The reason why I'm going live with you, and you asked me how long, oh my God, I have stayed Tiffany, how long have I stayed live? I'd be like, it's an hour. And it's like 2.5
Yes.
hours later. My babies will come in. Mama, we hungry. I gotta leave.
So yeah, she will be. It's not gonna be no 20-minute live. Nativa's a giver. Givers like us be like, look, I only got 20 minutes. 2 hours later, we're like, and another thing, you know. And I don't. So Monique, I see you. So business credit. Here's the thing about business credit. That your personal credit is the first line of defense to your business credit. Nativa, you're not going to be teaching specifically about business credit, though, right?
No, that is a totally different class. But I love building business credit because I mean, if you don't have to spend your own money. I mean, how many of us have grown our business with our personal credit? I've talked to some of y'all. Some of y'all that I see on
me, I too.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did business credit impact you once you started building it?
So,
like, do you see a difference?
Well, for me, I couldn't get any business credit because they're like, girl, you just started. We don't know you. So I had to start off with my personal credit. And my personal credit, I was able to get a business, what are those called? Secured card.
Okay.
It was like $500. And then I was like, okay. And so, so I'll say this, that yes, business credit and personal credit, totally different. But if your business credit if your personal credit is terrible, you need to start there before even worrying about business credit. It is like the foundation, but especially if you're a newbie business, they're going to look at that first because they have nothing to go off of when it comes to your business credit.
And I see Keisha build it separate. Yeah.
Look at Keisha say, like, look how great. She said, Lexington Law cost me over $1,000 for a year subscription. Woo, child. She said they did successfully remove some accounts, but you will have to remove dispute language after you cancel them. They won't do it.
They won't do it? I didn't know that.
Yes.
You're right. That affects your pre-approval.
She literally says they will ask you to remove and explain. She said, dispute language is a red flag to the lender. They will ask you to remove, explain all of it. She said, take the class. Don't join Lexington Law. Okay, this is Keisha. Thank you so much, Keisha. Because I'm not shading Lexington Law, but it's $1,000. You don't really get to learn anything. They don't remove dispute language. So here is, for a fraction of that price, you get someone who is going to pour into you, and you don't get to ask these types of questions to people like that. So yes. Oh yes. Can you follow her on social media? Please do. Where can they follow you on social media?
The Frugal Creditista on Facebook and Instagram, and the frugalcreditinista.tv on YouTube.
Okay.
Not Twitter. I should stop doing Clubhouse. I saw one of yours. I was like, oh, this is dope. And I was like,
I did like you probably saw the one that I did. I'll be busy. So the Frugal Creditista. So like I'm the Budgetnista. She's the Frugal Creditista. I saw that one time someone was trying to come for you to comment talking about, oh, you trying to be like Budgetnista. I said, no. Me and Nativa, we started at the same time. She's been the Frugal Creditista and I've been the Budgetnista. Like, no, that's my assistant personal finance. We're not doing that. So yes, no, okay. So yes, any other questions before we wrap up? I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. Do you recommend debt consolidation? Someone just asked.
It really varies. I mean, debt consolidation is when you get a consolidation loan. So number one, you got to be approved for it. And if you go to a really good one, they will let you know if you're a good candidate. I used to work with one back in the day and he was great. And he will outright tell you, if you don't have XYZ saved in order for me to, consolidate this and then rebuild afterwards, then you just need to do, file bankruptcy, do a strict budget and all of that good stuff. So it can be for those, just like debt settlement programs and the programs that are with consumer credit counseling companies. Everybody has a this worked for me story and this didn't work for me story. So I always say, go in and ask questions, leave your purse behind because you just want to go in and talk and really see if this is for you and then go back and research and even ask questions. That's what communities like this exist. Say, what is your experience? Go on blogs. Blogs are, especially discussion forums, are so good to see different people's experience and then kind of pause and make your own decision to see if it's right for you. But it's not a bad move to make if it's for you and right for what you got going on.
So Nativa, I know we kept you. I told you, like, girl, I only need half an hour of your time. Look, I done dragged her for longer. So if you haven't already, ultimatecreditmasterclass.com, write it down, tell your friends. If you join today, you will see that there's a free class waiting for you right now before we even start. You only have until Saturday to sign up. Then after that, that's it. Saturday the 17th, class starts July 19th. I'm getting hot. I'm like, ooh, child. Class starts July 19th. Oh, my air conditioner is not working like it's supposed to. Class starts July 19th. 5 days of live Nativa 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day, on top of lessons, on top of downloadables. And then on top of that, there's a bonus of you're getting to speak to her expert, who is a mortgage expert, to get you ready to buy a house. I mean, you really just can't beat it. It's $75. There's no trickaroo. That's all there is. Normally, this is $7,000, which we ain't paying. And so, yes, Ultimate Credit Masterclass. I will see y'all. Thank you again, Nativa. Honestly,
can I please answer Jonina?
Yes,
she's typed this like 5 times. Is it okay to get a personal loan to pay off a high credit card debt? I personally have done that. My advice is make sure that you actually are looking at your finances. Number one, when you're paying your credit card, it may be like $25, $35, $45, $85 a month. But when you got that personal loan, especially depending on what your interest rate, you're talking about like 200 and something, 300 and something. So do your budget first to make sure that you can take that hit to your budget on that monthly payment basis, and then make sure that you are not rerunning those credit cards back up. So I'm sorry, I know you want to close it out, but she asked it so many times. I'm like, I can't leave Jonina hanging. I cannot do it.
No, that speaks to your generosity. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Again, Nativa, thank you so much. All right, y'all. Good night.